27 of 40, 323 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Those are the numbers of Justin Herbert and their loss against the Detroit Lions, 38-41. Keenan Allen, 11 receptions, 175 receiving yards, 2 receiving touchdowns. Those are the numbers of 2 guys that just put their heart out there on the field just to lose to the Detroit Lions, 41-38. First, I want to say shout out to the Detroit Lions for going out there and getting this major win over the Los Angeles Chargers. I don't know when enough is going to be enough for ownership and the Los Angeles Chargers to finally realize that they're wasting the career of Justin Herbert while they have Brandon Staley as head coach. They're wasting the prime years of Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen and Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack while they have this man as head coach. I'm done with Brandon Staley being the head coach of this team. I have been saying it for over a year now. He should have been fired after that Jacksonville Jaguars loss. And Justin Herbert is part to blame and to the reason to why they lost that football game. If they were able to just go out there and score some more points, they'll win that game. But it's inexcusable for you to go out there and have a talented quarterback like Justin Herbert in an offense like this season and not to be able to get things going. See, last season, Coach Lombardi, he fell down on the sword. He was the guy that took the axe last season. They fired him after last season when Brandon Staley was the horrible head coach all along and Coach Lombardi was a terrible offensive coordinator. I'm looking at Justin Herbert. He has dealt with so many different offensive coordinators throughout his entire career. So many change of paces with the offensive line, injuries to the wide receiving core, and yet he always puts up big numbers with this team. And it's not just for nothing. He's going out there and he's trying to win football games. He's not putting up garbage time stats. This really reminds me of what happened with Phillip Rivers when he was with the San Diego Chargers at the time. They had so many injuries, so many times the defense couldn't get things going. The special teams are holding them back. It's just basically deja vu all over again with this franchise. But it starts with Brandon Staley. You look at what Brandon Staley has done since he's been the head coach with this team, and it's embarrassing. Points per game allowed, 25. That's 30th in the NFL in the last 3 years. Yards per game, 361. That's 29th in the NFL. Rush yards per game, 135 in the NFL. That's 30th. Third down percentage. Teams are completing their percentage on third down by 43%. That is 29th in the NFL. But yet he is supposed to be a defensive guru. That is what he is, quote unquote. He was a defensive guru for the Los Angeles Rams when they made the Super Bowl run and when they beat the Cincinnati Bengals in the Super Bowl. And that's why he got hired with this team. I have said it over and over again. It is not hard to coach up a defense that has Von Miller, Aaron Donald, and they also had Jalen Ramsey at the time as well. It's not hard to coach that up. Brandon Staley is getting exposed with this Los Angeles Chargers team. And it's not even all on Brandon Staley because the guys in the secondary just aren't good either. Derwin James is not a good cover safety in the NFL anymore. He is just a guy that roams around the field and just get big hits. That's all that he does. Michael Davis is one of the worst starting corners in the NFL. Asante Samuel Jr., he's a solid corner. But besides that, the secondary is no good. They can't get things going. They have a solid run defense. That's what they are good at. And that has been the weakness with this team for the last couple of years. They have been able to go out there and stop the run with their interior defensive line. But you have 2 very good pass rushers in Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. That's it. They can't cover anyone in the secondary and they can't stop big plays. We just saw a couple of weeks ago, Travis Kelce had a career day against this team, and every time he faces the Los Angeles Chargers, he always shows out against this team. Same with Patrick Mahomes. Don't give me, well, they can beat the Chicago Bears and they can beat the teams that barely have a winning record or some of the worst teams in the NFL. I expect for that to happen because they have more talent than those teams. But when it's time to win close games against the top teams in the NFL, they just can't. They can't beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in clutch situations. We saw it today against the Detroit Lions. They can't beat this team in clutch situations. And it's not because of Justin Herbert. Yes, he has the most turnovers in the fourth quarter since 2020, but it's not all on Justin Herbert. He's dealing with a fractured finger on his non-throwing hand, which is making him one-dimensional right now because you can't run under center. You have to run in shotgun situations to protect that hand and protect that finger. And another reason why he is always injured is because the injuries to the offensive line. Last season, he wasn't healthy. He played with cracked ribs, and yet he got this team to the NFL playoffs. Justin Herbert's been putting this team on his back for the last couple of years, and he just needs help. He has Austin Eckler, who is a very good running back, but he's not your traditional running back. When you need 3 to 4 yards, he's not the guy that's going to go there and pack a punch, but he's going to get a lot of touchdowns for you. You have awesome wide receivers and Keenan Allen and Mike Williams when they can stay healthy. Mike Williams has been out for quite some time. He's going to be out for the rest of the season dealing with a torn ACL. It is not Justin Herbert's fault to why this team is losing football games. I said it a couple weeks ago when they lost against the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to go on a run. They're going to beat some bad teams, and Brandon Staley is going to look good. But when it comes against the top tier teams in the NFL, he's just not a good coach, and he's not a good head coach in the NFL. Very nice guy. But it's time for this team to cut bait after this season, because I've given up on them cutting bait mid-season or in the next couple of weeks. They're going to let them finish out this season because the ownership is so cheap. They're going to let him finish the season out. Then they're going to release him, and hopefully Kellen Moore could possibly be the head coach with this team, because him and Justin Herbert, they have a nice rapport. Justin Herbert, the last couple of weeks, he may not have been this all-world quarterback in the stat sheet, but on film, he has been awesome with this team, and he continues to try to get them over the hump. But unfortunately, the dumb decisions and play calling by Brandon Staley continues to hold this team back, the misuses of timeouts and all those situations. Today, we saw Brandon Staley get out-coached by Dan Campbell, and it was unfortunate to see, because Kellen Moore came out with a great game plan, and Justin Herbert had a great game as well, same with Keenan Allen, and they were not able to come out with the win. And it's heartbreaking over and over again to see this team go out there with all this talent and not be able to go out there and win when it matters the most. I said it a couple weeks ago. I'm saying it again. You're wasting the prime years of Justin Herbert, Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Joey Bosa, and Khalil Mack. These guys aren't going to stay young forever, and I will be surprised if guys aren't getting frustrated in the next couple of weeks, and after this season, they just say, man, you know what? I want out. But let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Los Angeles Chargers. Can they still be a playoff team with Brandon Staley as the head coach? If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button. Most importantly, we want each and every last one, guys, stay safe, stay positive. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Have a blessed one. Peace.